Are you ready to join the mission of making our planet greener, cleaner, and brighter for generations to come? We are on a mission to empower kids to become sustainability champions. Our books and engaging activities are designed to spark curiosity and ignite a passion for sustainability. We also provide resources for parents and teachers to inspire sustainable practices at home and in the classroom. My name is Anhely, the founder of Sustainability for Kids, and this podcast is a space for everyone to be immersed in a sustainable journey. We interview experts, including kids, and share valuable knowledge on how to bring sustainability to our lives. Welcome to another episode of Sustainability for Kids podcast. Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of the Sustainability for Kids podcast. Today I'm talking about a topic that you perhaps have seen across my social media due to my recent book launch, and it is compost and compostability, compostable packaging, and how compost help manage waste in general. The title of this episode is Recycling is not enough, because I truly believe that recycling is just not the only option that we have. However, everyone is kind of, into recycling and making sure their packaging is recyclable, and making sure as well that we are fully educated across what's recyclable and what's not, so we can sort out waste at home. My first book was, as you know, The World Behind Recycling, and now my second book is The World Behind Composting. But if you look at the waste pyramid and hierarchy, before recycling and before composting, we have other options. So refuse, repair, reuse. There are way more options before even going down to the recycling and the composting ways. So, however, composting is a topic that is getting more and more attention, particularly around the packaging industry, and you've seen that a lot of takeaway places, food places, they have been replacing progressively their packaging and plastic packaging with compostable options, and that's due to some of the regulations that have been put in place to avoid single-use plastics. So I wanted to share with you some statistics that are really perhaps scary when you put it into numbers. But I think it's important for the audience to understand that solid waste is a massive issue, not only in Australia, but globally. And we need to find solutions to manage all that waste. As I said before, the first thing we need to do is to avoid creating that waste, but we also need to have solutions to manage the waste that is already created. So according to the Australian Bureau of Statistics, in 2018 and 2019, Australia generated approximately 76 million tons of solid waste. This is huge. Out of that, 2.5 million were packaging waste. And unfortunately, out of that 2.5 million tons of packaging, only 9% is being recycled. And only 2% of that is composted. So that means that the rest of it has been sent to landfill or burned, creating, of course, more greenhouse gas emissions, which is scary because, as we know, greenhouse gas emissions are responsible of increasing temperature, the planet's temperature, and of course, all the consequences that might have. So if we look into the food waste in particular, 7.6 million were generated during 2018 and 2019, right before COVID, and that is equivalent to approximately 300 kilos per person a year. So for the audience to, have a better understanding of what that number means, we're talking about the weight of a camel or a tiger. So that's how huge we are generating per person a year across Australia. I don't know exactly how these numbers look in other countries, but if we perhaps put it into perspective or a proportion, it might be similar or more. With those numbers, I think, again, it's really important that we continue investing in education, particularly educating on how we can sort and perhaps tackle that waste at home. Of course, the councils and the government have a big a role to play here, creating more infrastructure and collection systems, etc. But it's also important that we know and are educated on what can be recycled, what can be composted, and what goes into the different bins that we have at home or that the council provides to us. And all of that will then continue creating more awareness around that circular economy or closed loop solutions or waste management systems. So I think, as I said before, it's important for us to understand that recycling is not enough. We need more solutions. We need definitely, as a consumers, we also need to understand what tools we have out there to understand how we dispose the packaging that we consume and how we sort that packaging at home. So that's why it's so important to create awareness and educational programs and innovating, find innovative solutions, continue influencing government policies to create that economy around recycling, continue growing the recycling economy, but to grow as well the economy around composting. For those that are experts in this field, we all play a big role providing that education and avoiding greenwashing, particularly when it comes to compostable packaging. There are a lot of brands out there with claims that are not correct, and it just creates confusion to consumers. And it's unfortunate that the lack of understanding across these topics and all the inconsistencies across the claims on pack, etc., creates more challenges, I guess, around how we solve and how we tackle waste management in general. The different councils around Australia are banning or restricting compostable packaging from some of the the green waste bins or the FOGO bins, and it is mainly to avoid all that contamination that comes with non-compostable packaging or not compostable materials, all those materials that are labeled as eco-friendly or biodegradable that haven't gone through the different testings and certifications to prove that they are certified compostable and they will break down under certain conditions and will not create any harmful chemicals or materials during the process. So unfortunately, the contamination rates across the compostable systems are huge, and I guess the main reason, and from what I can see, the main reason is basically the lack of information on what's compostable and what's not, as well as the certifications that this packaging in particular need to go under too. So it's very important that we check as consumers the labels before putting packaging into the recycling bin and into the compost and FOGO bins, because instead of helping the system, perhaps we're just creating, a bigger problem, because we are basically contaminating the streams. It's important also to highlight that if you put some materials hoping that they will get recycled or composted, you might be creating a bigger problem. So my recommendation will be, if you don't see any disposable information on pack, it's better to put it into the rubbish bin instead of putting it into the recycling bin or the FOGO bin, because it is very likely that you will be creating you will be contaminating the streams because of the lack of information on that packaging. So you're not going to know how to dispose it. So it's not too late for all of us to continue, or to start understanding more on this topic, on compostability and compostable packaging. I think we, as a packaging experts, have a bigger role to play to ensure that the developments are certified and have been, fully tested, so we do not create more contamination or create more problems across the compost systems. The Australian Bioplastic Association have the right tests to prove that your packaging is either home or industrial compostable. So if you are a consumer, then also look for these logos. If you see a claim that is biodegradable or compostable packaging, please check the logos, because if the packaging has been certified compostable, they will have the logos on pack. If they don't, then it's better you put it into the rubbish bin, because you don't know if the claims are true or not. There is also a great tool that I love, and I'm subscribed to their newsletter. It is called Compost Connect. Please check it out. They always are releasing information on the latest, news around compost. They help community to set up compost bins, etc. So it is a great hub. I would say educational hub around composting, and helps community to have a better understanding on this topic. So please check it out. It's really great. Last but not least, check my recent book, The World Behind Composting. Is a great collaboration with a company called Copar Smart Packaging. We've been working together for the last 2.5 years on educational campaigns. The book has been created in a very simple way for kids to understand this complex topic. If you are an adult, you can also check it out. It's a great collaboration check it out. It's available on Amazon, also available on my website, sustainabilityforkids.com.au. And yeah, just, try to get more information around how to dispose your packaging, how to dispose even your food scraps, because in that way you first of all you feel better because you're doing something for you, for the planet, and then also for the community. Thank you so much for listening. I'll see you soon in another episode. For now, I'll say goodbye, but please check all these resources that are very great. See ya. Bye. Thank you for listening to the Sustainability for Kids podcast. And remember to connect with us on social media to stay updated on our latest adventures, tips, and resources. Ciao.